So this part is called QUALCOMM Worlds of Work, and this is on page 12 of their notebook. And what you're going to do after sharing the information about Qualcomm, going through the fillable, the patents, let them know that there is a plethora of Qualcomm careers. Even though they are an engineering company, they do employ other people. And so have the girls look at the list and then have them star the careers that they know. You'll find, especially middle school students, half of these careers, they won't have a clue. And so this is just exposing them to the idea that there are so many careers out there in the world of STEM. And that really, if they can find their passions and interests and know their strengths, and if something may sound interesting to them, encourage them to explore it. Because you never know, they might really fall into one of these career sectors. So just have them briefly star. So it might be quiet moment at this time where you give them 2 to 3 minutes to go through the list and star. And once they do, let them know that on page 44 of their notebook, there are these career cards. And these career cards provided by Qualcomm give information about every single career that's listed here on this slide. And so these career cards will allow the students to explore more about different careers available in certain companies like Qualcomm. And so how do you read the career card? Well, if you hit enter, it highlights a certain section. So this first section just explains what a data analysis does in this example. In the next section, we have wages and employment trends. So this tells you about how much a Qualcomm data analysis would have made in what year? 2017. So this data was taken from 2017. So it may have gone up slightly or maybe have stayed the same. The projected growth is only 5 to 9%. So let kids understand kind of how to read this. And if they wanted to, for example, be a data analysis, the most common education levels would be at least having a bachelor's degree, with 33% having a master's. And so you're teaching students how to read these career cards, and then you will actually have them read through the cards on their own. So encourage them to go through the career cards on page 44 and find the careers that interest them. And on page 12, they will circle these, and then they will answer the questions on page 13, where we have their top 2 career choices that reflect their civ, the reasons why these two careers interest them, and the other careers they might be interested in. Now, we are skipping around a little bit. Typically, this activity is done after what we call strength, interests, and values, which will be Monday. But what I would have them do is just write their top 2 career choices and tell them it's okay if you're not sure what your civ is yet, because we'll be doing that activity on Monday. But just put the top 2 careers that you feel you connect with most at this point. Any questions on that? This, I know it feels like a lot right now, but this is everything that we are going to be going over with the girls on Friday. And so we wanted to get a lot of this out of the way before the actual camp to give more time for the building and the circuitry. And so that's why we decided, well, let's teach this portion of the camp on Friday and give the kids a good overview. A lot of it's kind of informational, but we want to kind of promote the discussions. And then the last thing is we want to give them an assignment. So what you will instruct the students to do is turn to page 6 of their notebook. And we are jumping around a lot in the notebook, like I said. because we changed it up from virtual. So this page where it has the blocks, and social coaches, I want you to do this too, because you're going to kind of share your own who am I with the student. And so,
by the way, everybody, not just social coaches. I want
build coaches
to do
too.
that. That's right.
Yeah. So you'll complete the who am I activity. And then you are going to tell students that you want them over the weekend to create a Flipgrid video. Now, how you do it is instruct the students. The Flipgrid instructions are here, but let me explain to you. So basically, the students will go to flipgrid.com, TechTrek20, and they will be instructed to enter an ID. All the IDs for the students are the same. It's their first initial, their last name, and the year, which is 20. So for example, our shear 20 would basically be a Flipgrid instruction. Or for example, if I had Heidi's, I'd put HDOS20. So that would be her ID. So I'm going to share an example. Let me know if you can see this, if it goes to a hyperlink, because Zoom's different. Can you see my screen still? Can you see where it says Flipgrid or no?
No. We're seeing, no, now we're back to the main one.
Yeah, let me go here. So when you click
now we see it.
That link, this is what the students will see. I believe we might need to get this out, but I believe you could put in that example, R shear 20, and this is what students will see. So they will see this STEMinist, and what I want you to instruct them to do, so you'll pull this up in the breakout room and give them instructions. Let them know that right here where it says 5 topics in this little caret, that there's actually 5 topics. And so if you look, the first one's right here and it says AM, Tech Trek Introduction. So if your students are AM campers, they will do their introduction here. And how they do that is they just scroll down and hit this little plus sign, and it actually records a video, and the directions are right here. Introduce yourself, share 3 fun facts using your responses for the Who Am I activity, share what you are most looking forward to during this camp experience. There's a tutorial here for the students on how to use Flipgrid. So they can click that and up will pop a tutorial for them. So you'll just kind of give the students a brief tutorial on how to use Flipgrid here, and then we won't have to do it later.
By the way, Heidi, are you an overachiever, Heidi?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm an achiever, that I'm sure.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I said, oh, of course Heidi's got hers up there. Yay, Heidi. Woohoo.
So if the students obviously aren't an AM camper, they can hit the 5 topics here and then scroll to whichever topic they need. So here's the PM introduction, and then HAP presentations are the same. We have an AM presentation and a PM presentation. So you're gonna have to instruct your campers where to go during the week. And then Inspiration Hour, this is a link where they can go to view sneak peeks of the professionals during the week that will be talking to them.
So can I ask a question, please? So if I'm in both sections, do I have to put a video in both?
You know what? Anybody who's in both for the social or build, I'll look and I can actually duplicate your video and move you. So I did that with Heidi's. I just moved you into both so you didn't have to do it twice.
Okay.
Yeah. So any questions on Flipgrid and how to use it's really easy, Flipgrid. And I encourage all of the coaches, if you haven't already, can you see my grid? Can you see this screen? Okay, so this is what your screen will look like. Here's our STEMinist making change.
And their screen's going to look like that because you made them co-pilots or something?
Yes, and so right here I have co-pilots, right? So I've asked everybody to send me to basically join as an educator, and then you'll receive an invite. And so I can't show you this right here with my screen. There they are. So these are everybody who has joined as a co-pilot. If you haven't, make sure you create an account and I'll allow you to join. But what this gives you access to is once you are a co-pilot with me, you can see all the topics here, but you'll also be able to view all of the videos that are here. You'll be able to view them and you'll be able to download the videos. You could give responses to your campers or feedback. So it just allows you a little bit more interaction with your campers.
Cool.
And so, you know, really the social coaches, I encourage at least to have an educator account in case you need access. We were hoping that you would all create a Who Am I introduction, and then in the breakout rooms, show a video of yourself. In fact, I think it might be great on Friday, if you could, if your video was done, you could show your video to the girls on Friday as an example of a Flipgrid video. And so not only has the girls, you know, being able to connect with you right away and learn a little bit about you, but you also kind of ease their mind on, look, this is actually a really simple activity for you just to introduce yourself to everyone. And so
Who thinks that they might be able to do that between now and Friday?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I need to do mine too.
I'm looking. Joan, I don't see your hand up. Okay. Yeah, I'll call you out too if you're not. Your hand's down. Okay, well, let's try and get it done. See what we can do for Friday, because I think that'd be great to show the girls, and then basically say to them, and we will do more detailed introductions on Monday after we see your video, when you go through the actual intro piece and the strengths, interests, values on the Monday morning session.
Yes, so I know that was a lot of information and we still have a little bit more to cover. So, because we have to cover Monday, but Monday's going to go a little bit faster. Katie. Oh, you're on mute.
Mute.
Sorry, I forgot about that. For the slide, not the Flipgrid slide, but the one before where they were looking over careers, we're just going to designate some time to just allow them to read through all the cards, right? And just pause on that slide.
Yes.
How long do you recall how long you spent doing that, Susan?
You know, typically if we were going to be doing that, you know, in person, we might give a little bit more time with the World of Work component. But in the virtual setting, I would probably it's going to take them a while to read through some of those cards, maybe anywhere between 8 to 10 minutes. We have an hour on Friday. It's only an hour orientation. So our time, Mary, you're going to give them something at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it brief at the beginning and just say, you know, this is to make sure, because it's probably going to take 5 or 10 minutes to get everybody on, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a big group, and it'll probably, I'm sure somebody's going to have some issues connecting. So figure that we'll probably actually be spending 15, 20 minutes with you talking to the larger group, and then 20 minutes maybe in the total breakout, 30 minutes maybe, and then we'll let them go from the breakouts. We will not have to get back together.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I would, as soon as you're done covering that information and all the students really understand how to log on to Flipgrid, then they just exit and you say, can't wait to see you Monday. We're going to learn so much. You know, really be excited, because we want to show them our excitement. And I know that's hard to do sometimes over the computer, but some key tricks is sometimes we can like look down at whoever's talking, but try to look at your camera so they feel you're talking right to them, and you're going to have a load of fun, and I can't wait to learn with you. You know, that type of thing. So those are just some key tricks when you're online. Sonara?
For the one slide where we have them write in their notebooks about which careers interest them the most, do we want them to share that, or do they just write and then we'll save it for later?
I would totally do a share out. Yes.
Okay.
Right. And
Well,
then
how about let's share out what you think the top one is. Because I don't want to spend, I mean, go ahead and write 3, but just talk about what the top one is. You're going to have 4 girls. So figure however much time, 4 girls and 2 of you, 2 coaches in each room, at least, maybe 3. So you're going to have quite a bit of time for 4 girls to share, but also be judicious about that time, you know, and don't spend a lot of time on certain topics that maybe others might be a little more meaningful.
Okay,
Yeah,
sounds good. And sorry.